Team Spooky uploaded some replays of him playing. They weren't streamed on Team Spooky, but they were uploaded to the channel. That's quite even for me. It's a good poison. He's got some weird stuff. He does. He looks for counter hit low strong and then uses it to get a walk in low strong, which is quite precise to do. You've got to like walk forward like 2 frames and then low strong again. It's super weird, but that gives you normally if you get low strong you just get stand fierce, but you can actually do low strong counter hit into low strong stand strong if you do that micro walk. Super weird. I noticed that Poison has a frame perfect walk into a 3 light normal confirm. She doesn't normally have 3 light normals, but you can do I think I forget. Stand short, no. I think crouch jab, stand short, frame perfect walk, stand jab, something like that. I don't remember. It might be crouch jab, stand jab, but you have to walk 1 frame. The stand jab won't normally hit, but if you walk 1 frame forward, that extra 1 frame of walking will put you close enough for it to hit. It lets you get a 3-hit light normal combo. Effectively nothing. Neat. Male dancers. I don't even remember a male dancer ever. Could an Ego be a dancer? It was him, right? I don't even remember the last time I recruited an Ego. Usually you just get bards instead of dancers. Yes, 12 is a blood taunt matchup. This Q has been very timid about his taunts, considering how free they are. But now it's looking hard. Yeah, Q's anti-air situation is kind of ugly. Anti-air parry into like stand jab, or anti-air parry into like maybe back strong or back roundhouse, but both of those have pretty shitty hitboxes. Ugh. Plot twist, I do want to humiliate Bernadetta. I knew from the nanosecond I saw her, I was like, I want to humiliate this character. She looks quite a lot like Morgan. I noticed that. And Ash looks quite a lot like Robin. I guess there's only so many ways you can make an anime face. Ooh, that's a really strong starter. It's a shame you couldn't complete the combo. He had a link there. Young can get low strong, stand short. I don't know what the magical classes of the game are, so I'm kind of nervous because I'm trying to build Mercedes towards something. She starts with a bow equipped, and it's like, do I really? She seems like she's a magically inclined unit, but I don't know if there's like a dark flyer equivalent, like a Pegasus with magic, which seems like she would be like, it would be her god unit. 12's anti-airs are okay, they're just not strong. It's more that dive kick is annoying to anti-air, but it's not free or anything. You can parry it. It's still a mix-up. It's just a better mix-up than a regular jump-in, but only barely. Nice. Fun fact, 12 has more HP than Yun. If you can believe that. Nice. That wasted all the Genai time too. Super good. Oh, it's still difficult though. If you can land a super, you can win this. That's not impractical. Oh, now it is. Very nice jump back fierce. Or jump back strong or whatever it was. Pegs seem to be in the game because one of the training options is training people on flyers. No flying units that can use magic. Good to know. I guess I'm just going to try and get Mercedes to be whatever monk equivalent is in the game. Someone with the sword update the title. See, I might be thinking about it really simplistically. You might want everyone to be every unit, like FFT or Final Fantasy V. I don't know yet because I haven't unlocked reclass because I'm 2 missions deep into the game. I think I've unlocked reclass, but I don't seem to have any options, and I don't know when you get them. I just have noble and commoner. Nice. That's the Gane gone. It always starts with the lower ranked players. So yes, I suppose. Both these players seem okay. The Yun's not really pushing what I would call ideal pressure during Gane. And maybe his punishes could be a bit more optimal. But it doesn't really matter that much with the Yun. TC does barely more damage than fucking a medium kit combo. It's mostly more about the meter build. You want to not commit on your Gane approach. You want to like never be doing something. Like a dive kick is like, you know, even if it's multiple parries, which I don't think it is in Gane, you don't want to lock yourself into something. That's why most Yuns, especially good Yuns, approach with like a repeated whiffed strongs, or repeated whiffed shorts, is because they can start blocking at any time. That makes it a lot more risky to like do something to them. Oh, that's what you get. He did it from too far out, but even like anyone would be ready for that, to be honest. Oh, level 5, huh? Shit. Okay. I don't play Tekken at all. I used to play it casually, but by casually I mean button mashing. Like I knew like certain strings, but the first time I learned like an actual full combo was like everyone who I played Tekken with back in the past already like didn't want to play it. They already played other fighting games, and I just played those fighting games with them. I don't mind watching Tekken. Ooh, pretty nice punish. Kind of weird one. Normally you'd see like stand fierce into medium uppercut into super, but he did crouch fierce into hard uppercut into super. Probably does less damage. No. Gane will not trade with anything except other supers. It depends on the invincibility of the opponent. If you're invincible, then yeah, you can potentially hit Yun out of Gane. But the way the game is coded, certain attacks won't trade with other attacks. Like mediums won't trade with lights, heavies won't trade with mediums. The stronger button will just win. Every button Yun has during Gane is considered to be a super. So even though my EXDP is Oro should theoretically beat Yun, it's actually like super duper difficult to actually get an EXDP to hit Yun. It basically only works if I happen to catch him while he was doing the overhead towards medium kick. Yeah. And then also he has a command grab he can do during it. I mean, we all knew, right? Don't tell me there's someone surprised that Ganejin is stupid. Plot twist, Ganejin is stupid. Shinshoryu can beat it, and I've seen that happen plenty of times. Other invincible supers can beat it too. Gane would be fairly balanced if he didn't have the command grab while it was on. To be 100% honest, if they just took away the command grab, he couldn't do it while Gane was active. It would be a lot easier. Actually getting a Shinshoryu to beat something in Gane is like a crapshoot. By the time that you churn out, like you have to do the entire super motion, you know? And Shinshoryu range is really tiny. And by the time that, like, you know, you've got to do that super motion while Yun is not yet hitting you, but inside the range of Shinshoryu, and then once he hits you, you know, you beat the whole Gane combo. It's super, super impractical. Like, not even regarding how difficult it is to catch Yun when he's not hitting a button. or when he is hitting a button. But just like having to do the motion is like the worst part of it. Nice. You're better off just winning the other parts of the fight and just holding the Gene. That's how it is for almost every character. It's not too hard to block your way out of a Gene and not take that much damage. Even if you get command grabbed at the tail end of a Gene and then eat like low strong up kick into a dash punch or something like that, that's not too bad. You'll only take like 20% damage. And then if you win the other parts of the fight, you know, even if that Gene happens like 3 times in a single round, which it probably almost never will, if you can land a fucking Denjin at any point, you'll shave off like 60% of Yun's health instantly. Ooh, nice red. I never played Forward Strike. I looked at it a couple times. I played it once. That was probably a Raging Demon setup that Ken hit him out of. That overhead was kind of greedy, but a Raging Demon would have been very sensible there, considering he had 2 bars. Overhead's very slow for Akuma. It's not horrible. You can still use it as an overhead. It's not so slow it's unreactable, but he did it with no protection, if you know what I mean. Ooh. Ken, I don't know if Ken could have possibly punished that. Maybe with a red pair on the last hit, but even then. It is still invincible, but most people would probably hit a button there, which is what Ken did. You might catch someone throwing. It's a very feasible thing. Throw is like the other thing they could do, and I'd say it's about even. Which one the opponent might do. But usually people like protect it a little bit better, like they do at meaty. That was a nice crouch fierce. You can react to it. That might... I didn't even trade. He did a demon flip, and Ken saw it and crouch fierced it. Akuma cannot parry during the demon flip. That was a hard DP. Lesbians? I don't know. I haven't picked a lover yet. Nice, cool juggle. Wake up Tatsu, no respect. Wake up hard or EX uppercut, also no respect. You can see they're trading back and forth a lot, but Remy's hanging ahead in the damage. Even though Remy's damage is kind of shit. Akuma's health is really shit, and Remy's health is okay. B supports, that's so weird. That's how it was for Pent and Louise. They had a forced A support with each other. Ooh. It does suck being hungry at 4:30 in the morning. What the fuck are you supposed to do? I've been wondering about that for years. There's like Denny's and IHOP and fucking 24-hour drive-thrus. And whatever you have in your house. Which might be nothing. I've got a banana sitting in front of me. I resolved if I got hungry I would eat the banana. It's still wrapped. Still in its peel. Yeah, getting off work at midnight. That's me most of the time. Or even worse, getting off work past midnight. There's nothing open. And you can't even go grocery shopping. Walk to the 7-Eleven, which is 20 to 25 minutes away. That sounds like a pain in the ass to get some food. A 25-minute walk isn't actually that much. But I've got stuff a lot more local than that. Actually, the 7-Eleven closest to me probably is like a 20-minute walk. Yeah, but what kind of healthy food can you get at a 7-Eleven? You can get a 7-Eleven brand fucking salad. Nice combo. He probably had a light Dhalsim with the DP there, actually. Ah, nice block. That was really far away. I don't even know if it would have linked. Oh, having sleep for dinner? That was the dash into parry. It's difficult for me because acid reflux. So after like 9 p.m. I can't even eat at all. Or if I eat, I have to eat something very basic. Oh, it sucks being Remy. That's sad. He didn't even do that immediately after the parry, but it was still a punish. I don't know what a gatekeeper is. I really don't know what goes on the mind of Remy players. It's like, why don't you just play any other game? Why don't you play the 20 games where Guile is a good character? It really especially hurts because not only is Remy a ripoff, but he's a less technical ripoff than the character he's ripping off. Whereas this game normally has very extremely technical characters. As a punish. What a... He couldn't do anything from that crouch jab. And he used the crouch jab to cover an overhead. There's something really funny about that to me. There's a bad Hadoken right here. That crouch jab was a punish. And he just used the frame advantage to like help him sneak in an overhead. Ah, okay. Look at that stun. If he gets a throw here, he wins. And if he gets a punish, he wins. I thought that was kill. I thought that was Josie into kill. This is horrible for Akuma right now. This is like almost unwinnable. This is okay. This is super difficult though. Necro's really strong in this scenario. It's still good for him. He still lands a super into kill. Super will still dizzy. Maybe not anymore. Oh, the demon, but he was stun block stun. Now it's over. That's not a hard parry. It's 3 down parries. From that range, he didn't have to worry about super precise timing after the freeze. It's very quick parries because you're parrying 3 separate things and not the same thing 3 times. He missed the juggle. Missed it again. I just had a 3-day weekend and I resolved to finish the poison guide, combo guide, this weekend. It's not really a weekend, it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I didn't even do that. I did put a lot of shit in it. Got a lot closer to finishing it. But it's frustrating that I had 3 days off and failed to do anything just because of the stupid weird flu thing yesterday. Akuma can make a lot of grief if you have even a single super meter. But it's kind of tricky with Necro. Because Akuma's hard DP is actually not that great of an anti-air if you don't have the super cancel available. And in order for the super cancel to be available, you have to hit him deep. And Necro can actually hit you fairly high up. So Akuma can anti-air for free if he sees like a drill or something. And it's a reactable drill, which they won't always be. But it's a little bit of a mix-up. It wasn't a real flu. I didn't get the flu. My body just reacted as though I got the flu. I got a flu shot yesterday, and then a couple hours later I had fever and chills and a few other flu symptoms. I never got like a stuffed nose or anything like that. But I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm guessing that my body found the infection or whatever, the flu, and was just like, oh hey, this is the flu. Better do all those things that kill the flu, like a fever. I think I got a dead infection. I don't think it was a live infection, a live shot. Usually you don't get like anything super serious. Usually you just have like minor aches. But I was having full body aches plus a fever plus like heavy shivering. I've gotten flu shot every single year since high school, and that's the first time I've ever gotten symptoms that bad. Usually I just get minor arm pain for like an afternoon and then that's it. But I was like a corpse yesterday. I was very miserable. Oh, he didn't believe. He was timid. It's nice to see parries into timidness. That's something you usually only see from high-level players. A parry is not always like an opening. It depends on what you parried. Obviously, Ken could have parried that low forward, done his own low forward DX Fireball or something. Low forward super. Ryu could have cancelled into like a super or a DP or an EX Fireball or a Tatsu or a Donkey Kick. Yeah, I was planning on having an Omega lobby yesterday. Kind of late to have one now. I think most Japanese players don't even know what teabagging is. Oh, that was a low parry and he was wrong. Ryu's hypes, and I'm sad when he dies. Never gotten the cold? What? Dude, fucking pass on your genes. You might be like some fucking superhuman. Reproduce immediately. Nice. Karakusa. We need more people with cold immunity. I remember reading that a lot of people are immune to HIV naturally. Of course, it's difficult to find out if you are or not without getting HIV. Nice jump, nerd. It's not a lot of people. It's like 1% of people. But that's still kind of cool. Some people are just immune. Ah, very nice punish. That was a stressful moment. I don't really like the way the armies seem to work in Three Houses, the battalions. Maybe I'll warm up to them. That was people's early complaint with Three Houses, was the battalions looked like shit. But also I don't really like the mechanic. Ooh. Oh. EX Dash Punch, I think. Yep. Oh, he dropped the torch short. It's just a little bit of damage and stun, but it creates a reset scenario that's a lot better than whiffing a torch short. Difficult. I like Ken here. There it is. What's that character? It's Dai. But how do you pronounce it? Oh, that's Ototo, isn't it? It's the older brother. No, younger brother. I think it's the same character. I need to look at Dai and then I need to look at Ototo. Toto. That's definitely it. Let's look at the readings of die. Yep. Same character. Wow, it is SA3 Makoto. Good lord, I didn't even notice. There's some very amusing things you can do with SA3 Makoto. We don't get to talk about this one very often, do we? So she can do normal into activate into button, I think. I think that works in this game. It's not as good as it is in SF4, believe it or not. No, it's probably deliberate. They just reset if some of it's the wrong super. The trick with Makoto is that, yeah, you can't block, but hopefully you never need to. Makoto is very much a momentum character. And the extra damage is actually massive. It's like a 30% boost. Oh, he's not even using it. Oh, this is kill, isn't it? This is stun. Nice. Mike Z famously ran SA3 Makoto, yeah. It's like an all-in super. It's not that bad, but her other two supers are much better. It opens up mix-ups that she normally doesn't have to deal with. Like a lot of stuff that's not a mix-up becomes a 50-50 because you become so reliant on parries. And that's just picking the parry direction. There's also like the timing, which is super hard to get reads on. So it's definitely, it creates a lot of scenarios which aren't super dangerous become incredibly dangerous, as you would expect from losing the ability to block. But it's the power increase plus the invincibility of the activate are actually quite practical. Her other two supers are both quite good though, so you would never see this one. I would call this like a 4 out of 10 super at best. Whereas SA2 and SA1 are probably both like 8 or 9. It's a great super for showing off, because you become a parry fiend, and because you get so much damage. If you can get a stun into the... Oh, okay. So here's the invincibility. There's the punish. Aw, just one. One little parry. See, that, like, would have been a terrible play. But it was a good play because it was SA3 Makoto. There's a unique way of fighting against her. You have a lot of invincibility on the activation of the super. I like the way this Makoto's playing. He's playing a very neutral-based game, which most Makotos don't do. He's definitely dashing a lot. But he's like mostly playing like a poke war, which is not a way Makoto usually plays. Oh. The Makoto's staying on though. CP3 Makoto is super hype, isn't it? We don't normally get to see stuff like this. Oh. Konitana's unfortunately quite a good Necro. Hero's not FE. Oh, that was cool, using the fake. Not even a trade. That delayed jump dive. It's really easy for that to be safe in this game. What's the play? Oh, look at the damage! Yes, never be in a situation where you have to block. Yes, this Makoto's quite good with this super. That was impressive, wasn't it? You see how fucking Necro got murked by like 10 one-off hits of even? Like 8 one-off hits? I'm really enjoying this Makoto. I went for that little trick again. Should have done the TC. Would have been cool. ATR short into forward on the parry. He's doing a really good job playing pokes with Makoto. That's not a combo, by the way. Neat. Interrupted the mirror. That's good, but yeah, he lost too much HP. That sweep into the mirror fucked him up. That was it. So when he got hit by that. Oh, we got to chop into that combos. I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be. Oh my god, the regular grabs do so much damage. That was pretty good. CP3 Makoto's hype as fuck. This might be the hypest character in the whole game. Whoa, that hit a headbutt. Headbutt normally wins in scenarios like that. Oh, I thought super. Chop is so bad there, it's a free parry. With a super activated, it'd be better. This is good. You can punish this. If you do nothing, the fireball passes through you, but you can also, if you tap forward, you get a parry. Oh, it's over. Who's going for aggressive parries? It wasn't EX Mirror. Now it's over. Dream is dead. Yeah, EX Mirror was a much better mirror to do there. Great characters picking off supers is so cool. It's kind of weird that doesn't happen very often. It's kind of weird there are 12 players at all, but there aren't like SA1 Yuns. When SA1 Yun is much better than 12. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of strange? Nice. All three of Yun's supers are super good. It's hard to say which one's the worst. Naturally, Gene is like top 5 supers in the game, top 2 supers in the game. But, you know. It's actually fine picking SA2 if you're learning Yun, to be honest. Air Axe. Surprised he didn't EX it. He had the bar. Oh. He was, that was round 1. 12's meat is pretty precious. I wouldn't waste it. It's easier than you would think securing a round without spending meteor in this game. Depends on the character. Some supers are really tier defining and some aren't. Yuri and SA3 would probably be the absolute best example of the game of a tier defining super. If I remade this game, if I made Street Fighter 3.4, I'd probably put more unique cancels in the game. I'd make like super moves that could cancel into one super art, or special moves that could cancel into one super art but not another. Like imagine if Chun-Li had Hazanshu into SA3 cancel, but she couldn't do it with SA1 or SA2. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, back strong just whiffed. Everything about Ken is good. His meterless damage is through the roof. He also has good health and he's extremely well rounded. Even without double DPs, his meterless damage is pretty high. His area X Tatsu is also extremely obnoxious because it's almost always safe even if you parry it, and it's extremely hard to block as a instant cross up. Well, not instant, but like you can't tell whether it's gonna be a regular cross up. Gives some characters more grief than others. I don't really mind it because I play Oro, and it basically doesn't even matter to me. Ken Super is not amazing, but it's definitely one of the better supers in the game. It's kind of the master of everything kind of super. Jack of all trades, master of none, but the opposite. All the Shotos have pretty good neutral, except Sean. They're all very similar in neutral. Akuma is definitely the weirdest one. But they all fight all characters pretty well. Like, twins don't fight like Shotos in neutral very well, to be honest. Roshi Hikari. This is a weird matchup to pick Sayembu, but there it is. I would tentatively say yes, best punishing super. I can't think of a better one besides maybe Chun-Li SA2. And Ken's is more frequently there, and also I think a frame faster. But don't quote me on the frame. Shotos just outdamage twins and have, like, you know, normal sort of difficult for them to play around with. And nice anti-airs. Yen's worst matchup is Ken. I think Yang's worst matchup might be Ken as well. And Ryu does pretty well against both of them as well. Say? Yep. Overheads versus lows into dash punch. Rekka. That was a cool little fake out. Roshi Hikari is a super good Yang. It's a shame we're only watching him beat up a 12. Oh, this is kill? Yeah. That's very unsafe, but you also get pushed back quite a lot, so punishing it can be kind of tricky. Rapidity X Rekkas did it though. About Hugo. This is one of Yang's worst, despite the fact that Hugo is a bottom tier character. I wouldn't call it bad for Yang though. But it's kind of annoying when you get hard SPD'd and you lose a quarter of your health. This is the ideal way of playing this matchup. Most Yangs aren't very good with this super, but it's really good versus Hugo. And Roshi Hikari is the best with it. I don't know. I assume you're talking about quarter circle forward kick. The roll. Maybe EX1 would. Yeah, this is super obnoxious for Hugo to deal with. You can see Yang hanging back and just building the meter. Uh-oh. They could all go awry very quickly here. There's SPD failing to beat out a button. Not really. Hugo Super's not even anything super impressive. SA1 is very scary because it doesn't really need a setup. But Hugo does have to be next to you, which is easier to prevent than you would think. This could still go either way. And it's very easy after a parry. I should say easy executionally, but it's like, it'll work after most parries. You have to play kind of timid of it. You saw, like, there was a kind of dumb jump there. That one. That neutral jump was purely because I don't want to get SPD'd. And that jump back as well. He didn't want to eat a super. So you have to play in a way that helps Hugo make reads. Alex's supers are shit. Yes, they are. They are tier defining. If Alex had a good super, he would be... I mean, he's missing a good super setup, too. So it's not just the supers. If Light Chop super canceled, Alex would be a much better character. Oof, look at the damage! Oh, Yang! Oh my god, this round's already over. GG. Hugo got half his meter back. That's really this matchup in a nutshell. That round 1 and then that round 2. Yang, like, probably wins on paper, but you have to be perfect. And if you're not perfect, you die. Gane is quite difficult, yes. Gane is one of the hardest things in this whole game. There are certain things that are fairly easy to do in Gane. It's fairly easy to do walk forward, low short, and then on hit towards spheres. But, like, optimal Gane combos are crazy difficult, and even, like, semi-optimal Gane combos are pretty annoying. If you want to do just repeated medium shoulders, you can, but it's not very strong. If you want to do a towards medium kick palm combo, that's pretty hard already. If you want to do Kara palm combo, that's insanely difficult. I think we really saw that matchup to a T in those 3 rounds. I sold it like it was difficult for Yang. It's difficult for both of them. Yang is very oppressive when, say, Embu's a factor. It's super cool seeing some, say, Embu stuff. Roshi's one of my favorite players to watch. Yes, his meter building is clean. Yeah, the kick TC! And the overhead reset. This is one of the best Dudleys. Fujiwara. I think usually people consider him the second or third best Dudley. There's a couple good Dudleys. Most people call Kokujin the best one, but it's kind of tricky to say whether that's really true. There's a couple other kind of really notable ones like Aiku. This is difficult. Dudley Super will beat this coming in. He was timid about it, which was the way to go, I think. Uh-oh. Nice. Barely missed out on the building the super. He probably canceled that TC into super, but he didn't have it in time. This is really difficult now. Yeah. You saw, like, you could see Dudley parry there. That was like his one chance. His parry, and as Yang comes in, that was it. But he didn't get it. It was a very timid parry because he saw that Yang didn't come in right then. So he went back to blocking, and then who knows what, he died. Tokura, another Yang. Oh, no more SA3. Both picking two in the mirror. Tokura is quite a good Yang as well. I don't think he's as good as Roshi. He's like maybe better in neutral. It's cool seeing actual SA2 use by Yang. I actually really like this super just purely because every now and then you see the SA2 and it's optimal, but usually you just see the meter. I mean, theoretically, we saw it on 12 just a second ago. Roshi tends to pick SA3 on matchups where you wouldn't normally see it. That's one of his quirks as a player. It's because it's quite a good super. Even when it's not doing the unblockable stuff. Or if it's doing hyper-specific unblockable stuff, you still have like the overhead low stuff. I think 12 is somewhat wide as they go, though. It's not super wide. I actually think this is kind of the ideal design for a super, to be honest. The super itself isn't super practical, but it does have some functions and you should be ready for them. But it's not like it's just off the table, like most supers were in SF4. Neat, there's one. Oh, he didn't even get the full connect. Sad. It's possible to get medium kick into up kick into a super. You can get all of it. The up kick doesn't cancel or anything. Tokura won. Yomoda written with the kanji. That's what they're saying, Yomoda. Yomoda's a Dudley player, so this is probably him. Yanase 1 is like Ryu SA. Oh, wait. Yanase 2 is like Ken SA3. He doesn't have an overhead setup besides spaced universal overhead, but he does have a command grab setup and a low setup, and he can generally confirm it off of most things. Target combo, low strong, etc. It has good range. It's a bit slower than Ken SA3, and it goes a bit less far than Ken SA3. The meter's a bit longer, and it might actually do more damage. Yanase 2 actually stores the most meter of any super in the whole game. You mean over the lifespan of the whole game? The two most famous examples are probably Makoto and Urien, but Oro would also be a very strong candidate. Makoto went from being a low tier to a mid tier to a high tier to like a top tier over the lifespan of this game. I don't know if she was ever a low tier. Makoto went like mid to high to top as people explored her more. Urien went from like low to mid to high. Shun was broken from the get-go. There's quite a lot of depth to both Makoto and Urien. If people knew about Touch of Dizzy stuff back right when this game came out. Oof. That was difficult. He had to do a lot of parries. Or one parry at the super would have worked. Akuma is more of a faller. Most people seem to agree that Akuma on paper is like a higher top tier, but he's had not as much tournament success as he would probably anticipate compared to Ryu and Ken. He actually probably underperforms Ryu, even though on paper he's stronger. I've heard a lot of people say that Akuma's theoretically the best Shadow in the game, which, like, I understand why they say it. But he doesn't have the results that Ken has, nowhere near. Neat. He could have just done the rest of the parries, and then he would have won. I think, I don't know. His punish wouldn't have even been that much better. Yeah, it's really hard being perfect, obviously, and then a lot of people discount the health, or don't give the health as much credit as they do. Like, how many rounds does Ken win where he's already lost fucking 2/3 of his life? Akuma would already be dead. But Akuma does have, like, ways out of things that are mix-ups for other characters. Quite frequently. More frequently than you would expect. He's a lot less subjected to mix-ups than most other characters. I remember Rennick put together a tier list for this game and he put Akuma as the best Shadow. Oh no! Oh no! Active frames! Chun-Li's not invincible for that super setup. Oh no! Oh no! I've beaten Chun-Li coming in with a super, but never like that. I've had her super into a low forward, and then just get hit out of it. Damn, that's the game we play, huh? Chop has probably a lot of active frames, right? Probably. Seems like a move that would. I would hazard a guess that Makoto's most active normal is probably stand run house. Left forward, maybe. This guy's playing like that guy at my Wednesday night fights. All the instant air yicks. Kuni. SA3? Yep. I feel like Kuni didn't always pick SA3, but he always seems to now. Kuni's quite good. These are both the team captains, so this one ran all the way. Oh, that forward animation. Let's freeze on it. Let's look at it. Let's look at Makoto. There, look at her. Oh no, she's falling. Unique animations for getting swept on a forward dash. You fall forward instead of backward. Well, I guess you still fall backward, but nowhere near as far backward as a sweep normally knocks you. Oh, this is a good knockdown. Where was the Denjin? That was bad. He's going to lose because of that. That was the perfect Denjin setup. Okay, this could still happen, though. He's got a nice meter. Terrible screen position. Ooh, Tomi really is the best. I would have done that same parry and then died the same way. I would have done parry into back throw and then died. Oh, they're running it back? What is this? It has more option selects than you would probably guess. But it's actually fairly light on option selects compared to like Street Fighter 2 or 4 or 5. I noticed that recently when I was trying to describe a lot of stuff for Wednesday night fights. I was noticing some option selects that I do that no one else does, and how they help me win. Like a lot of the time, someone would do like a jump in normal and then like land into a normal, and their jump in normal, if it hit, they would land into a normal and it wouldn't be a combo, and I would parry, whereas everyone else there would block. It's like if they drop their combo, I get a parry, and then I smash them. Option selecting drop combos with parries. That's very common at high level play. If you like, you know, you eat like a Dudley overhead, you don't like continue to hold down back or whatever. You tap forward, and then if he gets the link to super, then you eat the super just like you were guaranteed to. But if he doesn't get the link to super, you parry the super and then you fuck him up. Option select parries during drops. Option select parries are everywhere. That's the main way to use parries. You don't usually just do a parry and then see what happens. That's often very difficult to do. But it's very common to do prior to whatever you are going to do anyway, to start with a parry. Like, oh, I'm going to anti-air Makoto with my Ryu Crouch Fierce, but instead of just doing Ryu Crouch Fierce, I'm going to tap forward and then do my Crouch Fierce. And that way, if she attacks, I'll parry the attack, get some meter, and then still anti-air, and she won't be able to do anything about it because she's in recovery from air normal. That's a good knockdown. Bad initial fireball. That's kind of awkward. He threw the fireball too early. He was better off with a smaller Denshin, actually. Oh, again. Called out. You also use parries as reverse frame taps. A lot of attacks leave you minus in this game. Actually, most attacks in the game are minus, but most of them aren't outright punishable. So what you do is you do something that's minus, and then the opponent hits a reversal button to beat whatever you would do, but you parry whatever the reversal button is. And then you get a punish on them. You can use like aggressive parries like that when you're minus to steal your turn back. That's pretty weird if you've never played Third Strike, but it's very common if you've played Third Strike a lot. It's like a double-edged sword though, because you can be plus and you can't do anything with those plus frames because they can OS parries on you. Or you can't reliably do things with the plus frames. It's obviously still better to be plus than minus, but it doesn't turn into guaranteed pressure. An important thing about parries, though, is they don't always lead to, like, max damage. A parry creates a punish scenario. But, you know, if Makoto gets a punish scenario on you, especially if it's a distant parry, it'll usually just be low strong into medium dash punch. Which is really not too bad. Yeah, parries augment your offense. That's pretty much what I'm talking about. Oh. That's the correct way to deal with the Denshin. Make as much distance as possible and watch for the parry. Don't try to get out of the way. And don't try to stall. Not this time. Donkey kick into donkey kick. I must always see Tatsu there. Tatsu does more damage and builds more meter. Who? There's a couple other weird OSs. Difficult. Nice. Good knockdown, good meter build. Well, that was safer than a fireball anyway, but he should be dead. Huh? Oh, my lord! That would have hit me. I didn't know she had that. That was crazy. Would that have hit him if he stayed on the ground? Did he stay on the ground? I think he did stay on the ground. Ah, that EX Fukiage hitbox is better than I thought. It's normally very mediocre, but it just did some pretty wild stuff right there. Damn, this was a good series of replays. We saw a lot of interesting things. SA3 Makoto, Dink, active chops. And now a very unusual reset that seems rather good, albeit somewhat meter intensive. Oh, very good. Probably should have released immediately and got the near stun with the level 1 or 2 Denjin, but I don't know, it would have been unsafe. Ryu's just trying to build meter. I wouldn't even, yeah, perfect. So that was an OS parry into close forward. Close forward is not a good anti-air in and of itself, but after an OS parry, it's a very reliable anti-air. Because if they attack, you'll parry and then beat them. And if they don't attack, the close forward, you know, hits. It's not reliable because it doesn't beat air normals, but the parry does that beating air normals for you. That was a super jump. He's trying to get close, but he can't. That was nice. Tominaga pulled back a whole lot and then, like, snuck in immediately. Oh. Yeah, EXDP. You almost never see that. That's probably max damage, though. Well, you can do EX Donkey Kick into jump EX Tatsu, but it's very difficult, and it's usually weaker. You have some higher damage stuff in the corner, but it starts getting really nutty. Damn, how many are they going to play? I actually really like that about this game, is how slow the Dizzy recovers. Something I don't like at all about SF4. SF5 is, I don't know. The Dizzy mechanics in SF3 and SF5 are very similar. It recovers a lot faster in 5, which I guess is more fair, but less hype. Chasing down a Dizzy is really fun. Yeah. Made distance, watch for the parry, didn't commit to anything. In 4, all the systems don't work towards it. 4 could have Dizzy removed outright, and I think it might even be a better game for it. Interesting. A lot of the way Dizzy's work in 4 is just kind of obnoxious. It's over. I haven't even spent that meter. Tommy knows best. That's probably it. Yeah, we only got 12 seconds left of the video. Hey, what's this? Look, it's an Honda. It's Storm Kubo playing Honda. Storm Kubo is one of the best Hondas I've seen. Let's see what kind of disgusting stuff he does. I like the Dizzy in 5, to be honest. I can see how people would hate it, but I like it. Damn, this game looks all slow after SF3. Be a wrestle to dodge the he's using SA or BT1. Curious. That was the late active frames of oh, very nice. Late active frames of Sand Fear, so there's no cancel. Yeah, it's still in SF3 the Dizzy's kind of wonky because some characters can't Dizzy very easily, and to be honest, SF5 is still like that. And Jury's one of the easiest examples. I feel like Jury doesn't get Dizzies almost ever. I feel like SF5 resets you to neutral on probably the most of any SF game, which I think is kind of a virtue. I think it's probably the fairest SF game. But the constant resets to neutral mean that it's hard for anyone to dominate the way they can in other games. Yeah, okay, Alpha resets to neutral the most. But that's because Alpha has no combos, except custom combos. Alpha's the game where you punish something with the sweep. I think Honda's aesthetic is pretty nice. I like the animation of his stand strong and low strong. They seem to be really good buttons too. But I just like the way they look. That one. It's important to have a button that looks good. I think all of Honda's buttons actually look good. And it's funny because Honda used to have some pretty ugly buttons in previous games. They took a character I didn't give a fuck about and made him actually kind of fun. Like, I enjoy playing Honda. They did that with most of the characters in SF5, but also they ruined a couple that I liked. I think Vega has a worse design now than he used to, and also, like, you know, I don't find him fun anymore. Ken might have a better design than he used to, but I don't find him fun anymore. Ryu has a worse design than he used to, and I don't find him fun anymore. Gameplay design for all of these. Cody is different. I don't know if I'd call it better or worse. But there are a lot of characters where I didn't really like their design before, but now I love it. Like Ibuki and Balrog. Ooh. Comboed. Yes! Oh, I thought he was going to land back on it somehow. That went pretty well. That's probably the best Ed VT1 I've ever seen. Why can no one punish this bullshit, dude? I'm tired of this. Ed has time to forward dash and then stand strong. Dhalsim is like the same. He's obviously different than he was in previous games, but functionally he's very similar. I think I like him more in SF5 than any other SF game. I like the arcing fireball, and I like the V-skill. And I feel like it's a nice balance of SF2 rushdown Dhalsim versus like other games Turtle Dhalsim. Unfortunately, Dhalsim seems to be the center of a lot of bad matchups in the game, either because he wins them or because he loses them. So balance for Dhalsim is still very difficult. But that's like something he struggled with in every single Street Fighter game. The only time Dhalsim has ever been balanced was vanilla SF4. And he was pretty damn balanced in that game. He had 5-5s with almost everyone. Including like Ryu and Sagat. But also including like Blanca. Blanca wasn't that bad in vanilla. Who was a bad character in vanilla? It was like a bunch of pretend bad characters in vanilla. Vega was actually bad. Rose was definitely her weakest of all the times she'd been in the series. I would definitely say Rose was a bottom tier in vanilla. Kenny was like probably not bottom tier, but like we didn't know back then. Same with Faye. Dan was probably a genuine bottom tier. Yeah, it is thematically fitting, but it was definitely deliberate too. I like when they removed Trade Ultra from Ryu, they also gave it to Dan in the same patch, the Super SF4. There's something really funny about that. They're like, oh yeah, this is really stupid. This is creating a lot of really dumb scenarios. It's too powerful. Take it off Ryu. And they gave it to Dan. Dan can do Trade Uppercut into Ultra 2. He got Ultra 2 in Super. I've been seeing a lot of replays of Tokido playing M. Bison recently. It's pretty neat, pretty weird. Oh, wow. What was that supposed to be? Honda has a really interesting design that I would have thought was contrary to the rest of the characters in this game. He's got really slow normals, but he's got a lot of scenarios where he leaves himself plus on block. But also, he's usually not that close to you, so you can't just, like, hold straight back. Usually. But it's just kind of weird because, like, what? I think jab hands is like 8 frame startup, but also +2. So in order to, like, beat that, in order to beat jab hands into another jab hands, you have to do a 5, 6 frame or faster normal. Nice. But you're doing it when Honda's +2. Which is a scenario the game doesn't really make you do all that often. But Honda can't get like a confirm. He can just cancel willy-nilly. I guess technically he can get a confirm of, like, you know, jab into an instant EX hands into BT2 or something like that, I don't know. But he doesn't have like a multi-jabs from that far away. And if he does anything slower than a jab, he just gets beaten because, you know, +2 is actually not that very good for Honda, where all his mediums are 6 or slower. Ugh. Surprised he dragged that combo out as much as he did. That would have just been straight to super for me. It didn't matter. His route literally did not matter there. The super by itself would have raw killed Kareen, I bet. Nakali is probably a good character. People seem kind of split. He has a pretty pure mix-up. It's one of the better mix-ups in the game. But the route, both, he can either be not very strong or not very safe. He has some nice momentum too. This is the new girl, Lucia. She came out at EVO. She's from Final Fight 3. She's pretty neat. That run is pretty scary. It's very different from Ken's run, for example. Cool. Lucia players actually seem pretty split on which trigger is better, which is kind of neat. I've seen a lot of both of them. Most of the good poisons I've seen are running BT1. I thought BT2 would be the better one, but after watching some of the BT1 stuff I've seen, it's difficult. The overhead. Hitting a reversal button on Lucia's run is super scary because she could do an attack that's actually, like, faster than whatever button you could hit. Like, if she wants to, she can do button into cancel to run and then leave only like a 1 or 2 frame window. I think Birdie's been strong every version of SF5. I don't know, I think the balance is pretty good right now. but I would call Birdie a top half character for the whole life of the game. He was better when he was a VT1 character, not a VT2 character. But the nerfs to his VT1 made him noticeably worse. And the buffs to his VT2 were kind of cool. Nah, you can just punish that, can't you? I think so. I think that's like -10. He keeps doing V-reverse on the V-trigger activate. But that's like minus... I think that's minus even if it's VT1 activate, and VT2 activates a lot slower. He did that V-reversal after the activate too. +5? I thought it was like neutral. Or like +1 or something. What's going on? He got all nerfed. He lost some armor stuff, didn't he? He lost a bunch of frames on EX dash punch in VT1. Didn't he? I don't remember. What happened to that? Something bad happened to that. Maybe it's the pushback. I seem to recall there was a nerf at the same time. That made EX Bullhead a lot shittier. Oh, maybe that's what I'm remembering. A reverted nerf. God, why is it so difficult to keep track of all this stuff? It's already hard to remember how to punish everything Birdie has. If memory serves, all the EX, all the dash punches are... all the bullheads are like -9, I think, in VT1. Regardless of version. Or maybe -10. I don't think that most people can find their character out of a previous character in this game. It depends on who you played. But you kind of have to find something new. Like, just because you played Faye, I don't think there's going to be a Faye equivalent anywhere in this game, obviously. Since, you know, he's one of the clearest examples of a character there's no equivalent of. But even a character like, you know, even someone more basic, there won't always be an equivalent. And especially, like, a lot of times, even if you played a character who's still in the game, there won't be an equivalent. Oh, if that works, I bet it does work. Cool! Bouncing projectile. But I feel like a lot of the characters have been revamped in such a way that you can try and find something new that you wouldn't normally have done before, and it can still work. Some characters still have their old appeal. I think Guile feels quite similar to how he used to. Balrog definitely feels different, but I don't think it's worse. But I could understand how Balrog would think it was worse. Guile still feels almost exactly like Guile. Midair connect. Some anti-air reversals get great, or I mean anti-air crush counters get great conversions, and some get shit. Balrog Serenos definitely look like the shit category. Oh, too high. You can wait for them to fall a little bit, but it can be difficult. In Season 1, I think a lot of Guile players said this was one of Guile's worst. But a lot has changed for both characters. I don't know if I believe that even when I heard people say it, to be honest. KKB isn't that big of a deal. Daigo's definitely less relevant now than he used to be in SF4, but he's still relevant. A lot of people only know Daigo. A lot of people's main exposure to fucking Street Fighter is the Daigo parry. And when they get just a little bit into it, you know. It's like Melee, but even more, or it's like Melee, but less. Like, most people who play Melee, obviously, like, everyone plays Melee casually, for the most part. Or has, at least, played Melee casually. But, you know, a lot of people are just watching it because of, like, certain players, top-level players, and seeing how they go back and forth with each other. People do that with Daigo, too. Daigo's opinion seems to go so much further than everyone else's. I beat Goldeneye. Unfortunately, I cheated the fuck out of the last 3 levels. Technically, the last 4 of the last 5 levels. I don't usually like watching Guilty Gear. I haven't even watched Sam Show yet, except at Wednesday Night Fights, because they got it on the big screen. Looks kind of neat. I don't know. I don't know what makes me like or not like watching a fighting game. Understanding is definitely a big part of it. But there are some fighting games I enjoy watching a lot, and some I don't like watching at all. And it seems to be pretty random. Well, I liked watching, what's his name? FAB? I don't remember. There's like a Potemkin player with like a 3-letter name. I like Potemkin. I don't usually like playing grapplers at all, but I almost always like watching grapplers. It depends on the grappler. There's some grapplers I like a lot and some I hate. I like Hugo a lot. In SF3 and SF4. I like Abigail. I like Birdie. Don't like Mika that much. Don't really like Laura. Hate Zangief. Tialka's okay. Yes. I technically own Unist on PC. I don't remember if I've ever opened it, but I've been meaning to do like a playthrough of like the trial mode forever. Since I don't even think I've done that. Nothing's wrong with Zangief in this game, I just don't like him. Well, there's maybe some stuff wrong with him because he's not a super well-balanced character. He's another one like Dhalsim where he doesn't really have a whole lot of even matchups. He usually wins or loses. He might actually be the least balanced character in this game. There's some stuff about his design I don't like though. Whoa, back strong just lost. It's too far out. Cute little combo. Zangief has a lot of incredibly good but incredibly unrewarding tools. The most obvious one is crouch jab, but like actually a lot of his normals. That's a decent punish, I guess. Crouch jab is like free. Yes, this is Kazunoko. Kazunoko's been playing a lot of Ibuki lately. I think it's a good character for him. Cool, nice looking act. Oh no. VT1 Honda again. VT1 Honda might be better. I like maybe feel that. Functionally they're really similar. VT1 just activates a lot later and has a little bit more you can do with it. Curious setup. Ooh, very nice. I'm willing to bet Honda's minus after that forward dash. You can probably react to the forward dash with a stand jab. Reacting to a forward dash in neutral is tricky because it could be anything, but if you're like knocked over, reacting to a forward dash is generally feasible. It depends on your opponent, your opponent's character. Oh no. No respect, Kaz. Alright. He can still get the... Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that wasn't a punish. That recovered really fast. A lot of damage there. That's it. Very nice, very nice. Oh yeah, bunch on. What uppercut was that it traded? Sagat's uppercuts usually don't trade. The light one and the hard one went clean. Was that the medium one? That's super weird that did that. It might have actually been the medium one from the angle it took. Sagat's actually quite good in this matchup, from what I've seen. Sagat doesn't mind being pushed into a fireball war. High dagger shot's a great fireball for fireball wars, even if it's not a great fireball for other stuff. And you've got the car uppercut too. And car super, I guess, if you want to do that. That works quite nicely in this matchup. Super would have been good there. Uppercut would have been good there. I still like Bunch-On for this round. Oh my god. Now that Eva's done, a lot of people are experimenting with characters, especially now we got the 3 new ones. It's nice to see. Ooh, big damage. He had roundhouse there. He could have done that. Caught off guard by his own setup. Oh, it should have been uppercut. He would have been stunned. What the fuck kind of combo is that? Stand forward? Still no roundhouse. Curious. Didn't matter. I don't think roundhouse is character specific. It works in all the same places where you can do stand strong, low strong. And I think it leads to all the same stuff. This guy's playing this real nice. Well, he was. Got tied up in 1 second. Ooh, uppercut? I thought that was going to work. He did it perfectly. Unfortunately, it's very... You can almost always do that, but you can't do it at its minimum height. I wish they made it just bounce a little bit higher. If you get like the lowest possible mid-air connect on a crush counter roundhouse. There's no juggle to DP, and you'll get punished if you go for one. Yeah, tricky. How do you get out of this? Trying to overwhelm him with his own fireball, but it's difficult because they're super risky to throw back to back like that. Oh. Nice jump. Non-stop game of chicken, that's what fireball wars are. You never see anything like this in Third Strike. I've come to like it a lot more ever since I got better at it. It's fun being the Sagat or the Guile and stuff like this, to be honest. SF4 was full of this kind of scenario depending on the character you played. Some characters had to do it a lot. Ryu. Some characters had to do it not at all. I don't know. Yan. Whoa! Filled it here. Not a super strong combo though. He probably was better off going for a flash kick and keeping the BT for pressure in neutral. It's difficult to neutral jump a light boom, isn't it? Once I got it, but then died. Oh, Same Fierce whiffed. You can do dash and sweep there. Guile has a combo for that scenario. The sweep and the Stay Fierce are the same speed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the sweep is a frame faster. I don't remember which. I think Fierce is 8 and sweep is 7, but don't quote me. Cool. The cross up there was nice. He couldn't get anything super scary. Oh, that was still a punish. Sick. He couldn't get any super scary thing right there, so he just took the... He took an angle and a timing that Guile couldn't flash kick. Oh no! And then use it to corner Guile with some plus frames to boot. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know what that was supposed to be. Was he trying to catch a knee shot? I don't know. Oh, that was nice. Guile becomes Fireball Invincible very quickly on flash kick. It used to be frame 1. I think it's not anymore. But it's still very early. Whoa, that's unsafe. Guile didn't punish. Super awkward from Bonchon, come on. How does that always work on every player? Why is that so free? I feel like Ryu would be so much more fun to play in this game if his fireballs recovered as fast as his fireballs do in BT1. Like all the time. If Ryu had a fireball on the level of Guile's fireball, in terms of projectile recovery, that's not even like, you know, it's not even that big of a request. In my humble opinion. Ooh. Checker crushers are applied to the unblockable. That's probably quite good. A lot of guard breaks in this game aren't scary enough on regular hit. No, I think they should be way better. Maybe the design is much better than, say, the focus attacks they're easily compared to. But if you like happen to get hit jumping or trying to interrupt Sagat's charge kick, it's not even that strong. He gets about as much damage from that as he gets with the guard break into the follow-up combo. Ah, unsafe. Punished. Not a huge punish, but it was something. Ooh. Oof. One block and then mash EXDP. I like that a lot. If he didn't block immediately, I'm sure he wouldn't have been mashing the EXDP. Oh, trying to... Why is that such a pain? It's so easy to get a read on an M Bison trying to do sweep into activate, but it's so difficult to punish even if you know it's coming. If you neutral jump, you'll rarely land on Bison. Whoa. That was the whole trigger in one go. Shit. That's still punish. Very nice. Stun on the board. Not quite. Isn't that the worst? Terrible positioning for Bonchan, but... Oh, nice cross-cut! Holy cow. Good shit. He snuck that one back. Damn, that was a really unsafe slide. And it was not a punish on that high fireball. I find myself often trying to use neutral jumps in this game only to find they don't work for almost anything I want them to work for. Very few things in this game are punished by neutral jump. They were a low risk, low reward thing in SF4 and SF3, but in this game they're more of a low risk, zero reward, because almost always you'll fail to catch whatever you're waiting for. They are good against Ibuki Kunai, EX Kunai, EXR Kunai. But they're definitely not good against like Balrog dash punches or bison slides or stuff like that that they used to be good for in previous games. Neat. I wonder if that was the heavy into cross-up setup. That still works last time I checked. They didn't ever take that out. Heavy Inferno into Psycho Crusher is not a 2-block string, and one of the middle hits of it is a cross-up, which then combos into the second hit of Psycho Crusher. If you recognize the setup, you can always just change the blocking direction. Every time Bison ever does Inferno into Psycho Crusher, just swap the blocking direction immediately. And it'll always work. But a lot of people are not conditioned to do that. Ooh. It's over, right? Oh, that does nothing. I thought that would stun him. Okay. It's always Bison's turn if he command grabs you like that. So you have to wait a while before he can do anything. Neat. Nice and low. Even on a read, unfortunately, this jump is not a great oh, that was cool. They did on that down towards Fierce. But he was so far out. That was probably a conversion he could have gone for, but DP wasn't it. Actually, DP would probably be the single best one, so I don't know what else he could have done. Because I think the DP goes, hard DP goes further than Sagat sweep, pretty sure. I don't think he had time to land and do towards a roundhouse or something. Nice. Cash out immediately. I always like when people do that. There's a couple factors. If stun's on the board, you probably don't want to do that. But whether you're up around or down around, it's kind of a good idea. And round 3 is not bad either. If you're up around, it's like, well, I'll get some meter for round 3 if there is a round 3. If you're down around, it's like, well, this is making it a lot more likely that round 3 happens, and I'll get some meter for when it happens. Better on both fronts. Nice punish. Oh, that could have been a lot better, though. He had a big punish opportunity there. And now it's level 3G. Oh, very nice. Not super damaging on that by itself. Is it knockdown? Trigger's a factor now, though. Oh, that was towards facing to trigger, for sure. There's a lot more of that than you would probably anticipate in this game. Anticipating the trigger buttons. People usually don't activate raw. They usually try to activate off of certain things. Obviously, Sakura, I'm looking for down forward, or crouching forward. Or back fierce or something. EX Fireball are the really good ones. But if you know someone's looking for something like that, you can jump the EX Fireball. A lot of the moves people like to activate off are kind of committal. Usually heavy normals, they get a lot of frame advantage on activate. Like Honda towards Runhouse. And a lot of those long heavy normals have some long recovery on whiff. I'm peeling that banana that's been sitting on my desk. It's time. Time to eat the banana. I decided I would keep this banana on my desk until it looked tasty. And then I would eat it. And that time is now. I get the feeling Nemo likes oddball characters. I don't think he picks his character by tier at all, though I do think G is good. What a bad confirm. There must have been a super there, somewhere. Pretty nice conversion. He removed all the presidential levels too. Yeah, that was a new one for me too. I've hashtag bodied that banana. Bananas don't get enough love. They're convenient. Keep themselves fresh with their lovely peel. They look nice. They're fucking tasty. Low in calories. high in potassium or whatever. They're just the right size. If you eat a banana, you won't be hungry anymore. Unless you're really fucking hungry. That was weird. That was a weird time to do that. You see that? He did, arcing kick into command grab. He's trying to catch a V-reverse, I guess. But that arcing kick is already -2. And I don't... No, what else can he cancel it to? V-skill? Can he do that into V-skill? Yeah, he can. But it has to be air V-skill, I think. He can do it to fireball once he lands. Nice, that's a knockdown. The second meter was terrible to spend, but getting guaranteed damage plus a knockdown on the blood charge meant that the blood charge actually did nothing. This looks like a little bit of a tricky matchup. Cool. Yes, oranges are inconvenient, but they're tastier. They make more of a mess. Because not only do you have the peel at the end, but you've got a lot of pith. Ooh. Nice use of backdash, making distance. He got very little out of all that. But he did get quite a lot of chip, and you know, the damage differential is quite big. Oh, very cool. You see that? EX high firewall into EX low firewall. That was amazing from Bonchan that he managed to get that round back. Nice. Ooh, very cool. Got the absorb from it too. That presidentiality. You don't normally see that from that kick. Nice. Quite a lot of damage from that. I was giving that move a hard time from being unrewarding, but you know, that did a chunk. Yeah, look! Got the read on the low dash punch. You can't cancel if it doesn't hit. Skedaddle, skedoodle, I now control neutral. That does seem like it would be really annoying for Sagat. Very nice. A lot of V meter from that. Whoa. Interrupted. You can punish that harder if you're ready for it, but it's difficult to be ready for. Ah. Level 0, but incoming dash punch into trigger. Oh, that was it! See, he knew! It was so obvious, wasn't it? easy to make reads if you understand your opponent's motivations. Very nice. Very nice. That even combo. You see that? You got 2-hit combo by the end of it. Yes, very nice conversion again. Bonchan can't stop finding these hits. The guard break, this is it? No. I wonder if it would have been it if he did. No, because his only conversion from that dash and jab was towards V-trigger, and that has no ender. Unless you have a neutral V-trigger as well. Time to click on Tekken. Yamada Cup Esports. Where's the Tekken? I was promised Tekken. I don't care if they're... Okay, who is it? Fang? Kazumi? Fang? I think it's Fang, isn't it? It's Chinese, dude. There's literally 5 different ways to pronounce this name. He's kind of cool, I guess. I always liked him. He was one of the Dark Resurrection characters, I think. I've been seeing a lot of Kazumi players lately. Is she good? I know she can throw tigers at you. Whoa, the sub. I like how Fang is literally Akuma. You guys ever notice that? His entire backstory is just Akuma's backstory. And he's got some endings that are the same too. Akuma's ending, splitting the mountain or destroying the submarine, are like the same as fucking Fang splitting the mountain. Him killing his master to fucking learn techniques is the same as Fang. Is it Fang? I don't remember how to pronounce his name. Seven seconds, low HP on both sides. Oh, dash in, low 4, I think. Crouching 4. That was cool. Ooh. The tiger. Is that her Kuma? I get it. Hey, Hachi has a bear, so she has a tiger. The self-back turn stuff. I know there's a lot of characters with like back turn as a command and then like specific attacks that are back turn only. But it always seems super stressful. You can't block when you're like that, right? When you got your back turned. And then you can't break throws either, I think. And the throw does more damage. I think. Yeah, it's a stance, but it's just the same as like actually having your back turned, right? And like if the opponent walks around you, you're in that fucking stance as well, even if you never did the move. That dash or whatever. Wish you jumped. Yeah, Fang's Chinese. I knew that. I think he speaks Chinese in at least one game, but I don't remember which. He's not really a talker anyway. I remember he had a rival battle with Wang Jinrei. Like in Wang's story mode, he fought Fang, and when you win, Fang like bows to you, which is kind of cool. He respects power. I don't know. I never played this game. I think in current Tekken, all characters speak their native language, which is kind of awkward because for whatever reason, Xiao Yu's native language, for example, is Japanese, even though she's a Chinese girl. I guess because she's going to a Japanese high school. But it's kind of weird when Xiao Yu is talking to Wang and Xiao Yu speaking Japanese and Wang's replying in Chinese. But I think everyone speaks their native language for the most part. That did an ass ton. Is that unblockable or is it just plus or what when you the running tackle? I think that's a universal move, right? Run more than 3 steps, hit them. What's going on there with that move? Plus. Armor. Ooh. Nice looking knockdown. The way they move. Damn, this Kazumi's broken every throw and she's gone for almost no throws of her own. I know all throws are reaction breakable in this game for the most part. But it's kind of weird the meta that arises because of that. If you're thrown out of something, can you still break the throw? If you like the startup of your move. Huh. And that probably goes for a throw punish too, right? Oh, there's a throw. Whoa. He still got a conversion out of that. Very nice. That looked like it could have gone on longer. Maybe the wall messed up his combo. I know the wall generally helps your combos. I don't know if it can mess them up. Whenever I used to play this game, I always played on the stages without walls. I didn't like walls, to be honest. I know they're like a core part of 3D fighters. feel like this Kazumi's the better player. But the Fang is staying in it. Oh, the rage driver, whatever. Oh. Or was that the rage art? I don't know which one's which. I think the rage art usually is the one with the zoom in animation, right? Or did they both have that? Oh, I bet there was a conversion there. I think you dropped something. Does this kill? Well, I bet it probably did. I don't know. Hard to say. Tekken seems to test your pure reaction time a lot more than Street Fighter. That's the impression I get watching it. The way that throw breaks work, the way that lows and highs work. Or lows and mids, rather. The way that low parry works too, I suppose. Martial law and Shaheen. I like Shaheen's design a lot. One of my favorite Tekken character designs. He did that backflip on a throw. So I like the throw animation. I know that characters don't use all their strings, but it seems like you need to know the plus frames of a lot of shit in this game. Slash minus frames. Like, maybe not the exact, but like punishable by jab, punishable by launch. Or like plus for everything the opponent could do to you, and they could do a lot of things to you. He hit his hat off. The fake out. Whoa, that animation. Some kind of juggle into a freaky hit grab thing. Oh, he did it again. That's cool. Is Miguel in this game yet? Whoa. So I'm pretty sure that was a rage art. Was he always in it? Ooh, that's a King. I do quite like King. Is that a Josie? Aw, it's Josie. One of the cutest Tekken girls. King is a pretty hype character, honestly. Got a great visual design and a pretty cool gameplay design. His combos are really neat looking too. I particularly like the combos into the... I like the ending with the long series of buttons into the running grab. That like is hard to do from the couple times I've tried it. Ooh, low parry. I like the way that the Tekken scaling system works. It's like you do full damage until the opponent's airborne, and then once they're airborne, you do like 40%, 60, 50, 40. The low parry puts them airborne immediately, so you get a pretty heavily skilled combo. Seems very fair. Uh-oh. So there was a break in the middle of that, wasn't there? I think there usually is, right? Oh, it's a giant swing. I think he's not going to hit a wall, though, is he? Yeah, he didn't. So if King hits a wall, it does its full damage always, right? And if the opponent lands on the ground, oh, that's the wall throw. If the opponent lands on the ground, they can tech roll to mitigate most of the damage. Don't cry, Josie. Very nice. Oh, the low parry there. That low was so quick. It's just scary when King throws you. Love that ender. Whoa. Was that a rage drive? Feel like it might just have been. She did it out of like a run, out of like a step. One of them ducks. Ducking steps. Like the ones the Mishimas do into their uppercuts. Cool conversion. The mid-level stage transition. Uh-oh. There's no walls though. Or are there? Oh, it's not even the swing. Alright, where's the rolling death cradle? Oh. Is it the Tekken 7 Yamada Cup Esports? Because that's the one I'm watching right now. And it seems to be live this very nanosecond. However, I'm not watching the latest. I want some more character variety. Whoa, that's a fucking panda. Hold up, I found the character variety I was waiting for. I don't know if I've ever seen a good player pick panda. I didn't know panda was in the game. Oh yeah, get your fucking feet swiped. That looks obnoxious. Panda's got a good low and a good mid out of hunting stance. I think a throw two somewhere. Oh, cool. I bet that was a kill there. Somehow. I know the combo ended with that but I bet that Oki was something. I don't know. So that's probably a mid, right? The tackle. And the little feet swiper lows. Damn, this panda looks good. I know that, like, Brian is a cyborg, but I feel like there are very few humans that could take on a panda in a fight. Let's get a canon tier list based on, like, you know, how powerful each character would actually be. I feel like Jack would probably be the winner of that. Jack 7, canon, most powerful character. Honestly, you should probably get hurt when you try and punch Jack. Double powers, that's a tricky one, isn't it? See, when I say canon, that makes it sound like the actual strength power levels of the characters, which I'm sure is, you know, probably the Mishimas and shit. Kazumi. But things that would be the strongest in real life was what I was trying to say. Such as Kuma and Jack. Panda is the cutest Tekken girl. Ooh, that didn't look like a good whiff. Uh-oh. Jack looks goofy as hell. I kind of like him. I used to hate him. Ooh, is that a Steve? Steve is neat. I know he's got a bunch of kicks that shrink his hurtbox in various ways in place of actually being attacks. I feel like boxing gloves would make a raptor less dangerous rather than more. Boxing gloves make a human less dangerous rather than more. But then again, raptors have the claws on their feet. Ooh, that low parry. I know he's got like 2.5 actual kicks. Whoa, law 1. If you get a double KO in this game, does it replay the round or just give a point to both players? Cool combo. All the weird step attacks he's got. Extremely interesting. That's that Sonic Fang, I think. He had that in Cross Tekken. That jumping tackle looks so minus. Oh, that was the foot stomp. I saw it. Tried to step on lost foot there. It's one of his 3-ish kicks. Damn, Steve is cool. Great character design. His moves look so great too. He feels so quick. I like the way he kind of breaks the rules of the game too, with the way his kicks work. Kick buttons, that is. Ooh, the parry. I saw that. Very nice combo. Damage in this game. Oh, the wall bounce. The wall splat. Oh no. Under optimal scenarios, I've seen some combos that do like 70% or more. In like the task combos, I've seen like combos with the perfect wall splats into perfect stage transitions and shit like that. I've seen some like 90% combos. I think I saw an Akuma Touch of Death that had like 2 button fireball focus attacks in it. I don't remember how the whole combo went. I've never played this game, but I'm kind of curious on how Akuma feels. Characters have the same health in this game, right? Or does Akuma actually have less? Same health with the rest of the cast, and he has EX moves? This Akuma's not holding back. This Akuma's move list super tiny compared to most characters. There's only like 40 things instead of like 100. What's up with the wall stand moves? Is that like so you can low block and have an attack you can really quickly do out of it? Because doing a wall stand move as a punish seems super inconvenient. Unless you're coming out of a low block. But a lot of characters have like important launchers or stuff out of like a wall stand. I figure it's got something important to do with the meta. But I don't know what. Oh, he had a killer for sure. Usually for punishing lows. They're easy to get on accident like that, so all the better if you can do them on purpose like that. They were for me. It's a Heihachi. That was an electric, I saw it. I saw the zap. Heihachi has those, right? That looked like another one. Are they a high? Or are they a mid? That was like not an electric, but it hit, so it didn't matter. I love when I see a Kazuya combo that has like 3 of those or 4. Do people really goes for those in matches? I know it's like damage optimal for him a lot of the time. It'll be like electric, 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 screw smash or whatever, screw stun, whatever that's called, where you fucking get the ground bounce. And the like little combo and then electric, electric. The swing. Ooh. I guess if you can do electrics every time, then combos like that are on the table. But I don't know how practical they are for the best players. What's actually going on for electric? Your 2 has to be on the same frame as your down towards, right? If your down towards happens before your 2, then it's not an electric. If your 2 happens first, then you don't even get a fucking like the thing at all. That's tricky. Also, the Heihachi changed characters. Oh, so it's like the smallest wave dash before the electric actually comes out. I can see how that would be important for juggles and in neutral. Oh, this hits the wall, doesn't it? Pretty sure. King throws you behind him. Yeah. Jaguar Man versus Cyborg. King looks like he's in better shape, but I don't know how much the cyborgness is helping Brian. I don't know how he's actually a cyborg. He's got like a robo heart. Does he have robo muscles? Does he even have a robo heart? Oh yeah. Where's the cradle? Oh, it really is the cradle. It's happening. Oh man. That did so much. I know that's not even his best throw combo, it's just his best practical throw combo. I learned a Tekken combo. I learned a King combo into Cradle, and I used to smash my friends with it. None of us knew how to break throws. Like every now and then we break them on a reaction. Oh, again? Nope. I put it in the crotch. King is too good, nerf King. Where's my feed? Where's my feed? Oh, it's fucking Negan or whatever. How is this a character in the game? Negan is honestly a weirder pick for this than, like, Simon from Yogscast in fucking, uh, Sonic All-Stars Transformed. I'm super down with guest characters from other fighting games. Give me Akuma and Geese every day of the week. But guest characters from other bodies of work is super weird to me. I don't really like it. Like we're getting Terminator in fucking MK11. I don't know what the fuck to think. Or like Ram in Killer Instinct. Yeah, I know. MK's done it a lot. Terminator is definitely one of the best characters they could have picked with whatever fucking whatever they have access to. He definitely thematically fits fine. I wonder if it's going to be a good or an evil Terminator. Isn't that kind of a curious question? Is it going to be the original or reformed T-800? Alien Predator, not too bad. I especially appreciate that they made the alien fit the universe. They made it a Tarkan alien instead of a human alien. That shows a good understanding of the fucking... I mean, obviously it's not complex. But that was a good way of integrating it with the universe. While also, like, playing to what the Xenomorph is all about. I also appreciate they're not particular characters. I feel like that helps a lot. It's just any Xenomorph. It's any Predator. I guess technically it could be any Terminator since there's a shit ton that all look exactly like Arnie. I don't know if Kratos could have friends. When it's a particular character like Jason Voorhees, I'm like, it's harder for me to accept somehow. If NetherRealm made a game of like Universal movie monsters or whatever, I'd actually be hella down to see what that would all be about. But having them in MK is kind of weird. Imagine if there was a fighting game where you like could play as Wolfman or Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know. Pretty sure they don't have access to any of those, let alone all of them. But imagine how cool that would be. I think it'd be kind of cool. I'm not even gonna go as far as to say it'd be pretty cool. When's Mortal Kombat versus Darkstalkers? I'm tired of waiting for it. want to see BB Hood tear someone's spine out. I want to see QB and Devora meet. I was so happy with the Jetta in MBCI. I really would like a new Darkstalkers game. I didn't think I really wanted that, but after I played that Jetta, I was like, you know, I do really want that. I thought I got a nice new announcement for a new fighting game at EVO. I was like, here it comes. Here it comes. And then it was nothing. It was wait for Capcom Cup. Come on, Capcom, I've waited. We are getting a new Guilty Gear though, right? There's a new Kai and a new Soul. New KF. KF was already... The devs were like not super low key on that. They were like, yeah, we're making a new KOF game. And then they showed us the logo or whatever. I was watching KOF 14 after a long period of not having seen it. I saw some modern footage of it and I was like, damn, I missed this. Super cool game. I think it had kind of an awkward spot really early on where it was a lot of, like, you know, Nakaruru and Robert. And that got patched up. But I think a lot of people had lost interest by the time it got patched up. And I haven't even thought about it in a while, but then when I saw it again, it was like a mature playing, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. SNK, it's probably going to be just built in the KOF 14 engine with a few changed things. It's not going to be completely the same because they never are with KOF games. But it's probably going to be using the same models and shit. I'm just going to add like fucking a bunch of new characters. And by new, I mean maybe a couple new characters and a few returning characters from old KOFs. And it's probably not going to be in development for super duper long. If your only metric is looks better in KOF 14, then you shouldn't be worried. Certain characters look better than others in KOF 14. Rock still looks great. A lot of characters look fine. They look like they've always looked. Some of the characters looked really out of place in their 13 art style. Like Athena didn't look anything like Athena, and now she's back to looking like Athena. Kay is probably my single favorite character from any fighting game, in terms of coolness factor. Damn, he is cool. He is perfectly engineered to be cool. I don't think I can think of another character in any body of work who's as cool as him. It feels like they made a lot of attempt to make him more technical than like Kyo. Is that a Xiaoyu toy? Cute. Why is Josie so sad? Someone give me the lore on Josie's sadness. I see this is Laura. But what about this Josie? She was crying. Anxiety. I guess I would probably cry if I had to fight a bear. Yeah. Did you know that pandas have two thumbs? And by that I mean two thumbs per paw. They got like 4 fingers and then they got 2 opposing fingers. Now you know about pandas. I don't know if that's also true for other bears. That'd be useful. Maybe. Maybe it wouldn't be useful at all. You wouldn't have to fucking claw on controllers. You'd be able to use the thumbstick and the buttons at the same time. That'd be nice. When you're playing Monster Hunter and you're trying to control the camera while still like doing stuff. Whoa, that looked super weird and how far it threw Panda too. I'm pretty tired. I might leave after this set. And by that I mean this set. Seeing as it's 4 AM and all. It is a Xiaoyu. Oh, she didn't cry that time. That looks so weird. Is that really all just a true combo? That looked weird too. Good lord, that killed. I'm surprised that she couldn't block in the middle of this fucking sequence though. That didn't look like a combo, you know what I mean? That was the rage drive. Unfortunately, the Tekken trial mode, I mean not trial mode, the Tekken training mode kind of lies to you for what a combo is. It'll like say 2-hit combo even if the opponent can block in the middle. But I think you can now do, like, you can set the dummy to, like, auto guard. Like, block, neutral, and then block as soon as you take damage. You have to use that to figure out what's a real combo and what's not. The game treats a lot of non-combos like they're combos, like the 10 hits. Oh, yeah. Did you know bears can run like 30 miles an hour? Isn't that kind of scary? You wouldn't think that a bear's max running speed was actually faster than a deer. But apparently it is. See, that's already terrifying. Bears have like super, super high bone density for like digging up roots and bullshit. And that also means they're almost impossible to hurt from what I can tell. So you get this massive animal. It's fucking basically indestructible. And then you give it like 35-mile-per-hour sprinting speed. Massive fucking physical power. Alright, before I go to bed, time to watch this video on a bear running fast. I don't like this. It was GoldenEye once. Now it's the end of a stream. I don't like that bears are that fast. That's a good picture. It's like the potion seller. No, it's the potion buyer. It's not actually, but it kind of reminds me of him. Potion seller. I'm going into battle. And I need only your strongest potions. Doesn't seem too interesting to me. That's better. I hope I get reincarnated as a bear after I die. It's a Bob. I'll watch one of this. I don't see Bob very often. Damn, he must be really strong to be able to do that. Bob doesn't move like a human. I mean, Rufus doesn't move like a human either, don't get me wrong. But, like, Tekken mostly has, apart from the fact that there's a literal bear in the roster, Tekken mostly has fighting styles that real humans can approximately do. Like, yeah, there's some silly stuff. Mostly the really old stuff. Like, I don't think anyone could actually do a fucking, what's it, lightning screw or whatever it's called, that Kazuya move. But Bob, like, I don't know. I don't think a human, especially a human of this shape and size, could do any of the things he does. So the fucking rage drive, it just didn't hit. Who was the girl in Tekken 6 who like had the super weird fighting style? And she had the premonition about Azrael or whatever. Whoever the boss was. Safina. Safino? I thought she was cool. She's coming back. Cool. Her fighting style looked like something a human could maybe do if they were a contortionist. It was neat because it wasn't super ridiculous. It was like ridiculous to call fighting moves, I guess. But there were things a human could do if they were a contortionist. It's like a weird take on a fictional martial art because it seemed like something that could be a real martial art. Almost. I don't remember anyone playing her. Was she hashtag too weird? I know they like struck out to make a weird character with her. People always say Tekken is super balanced, but I never see Genryu's, that's all I gotta say. But I think Genryu's not even in this game because no one likes him. Was that a dab? That's a dab, man. Whoa, it stopped. Namco think they slick. She dabbing. Noctis is apparently somewhere in this game, yes. I've only seen people play him a couple times. I think he's actually quite popular, but I don't watch this game very often. I always get hyped for Anna. It's because the first time I ever played Tekken and got smashed, it was against an Anna player. The first time I ever played Tekken against someone who knew what they were doing. It was back when I was still a casual. It was Tekken 5 DR on PS3, which had online functionality. That game also had a playable Jinpachi, which was kind of cool. But I guess Tag 2 also had a playable Jinpachi, so... Anyway, I fought a bunch of people online, and I just mashed, and they just mashed, and we had some back and forths. But then I fought an Anna where I lost every single round. And every single hit led to, like, long-ass combos. And it was kind of hype watching how I'd get destroyed. It's really fun losing to someone who's, like, amazing at the game. It's weird the moves that people find. There's a lot of one-button warriors. But it'll be one-button warriors of, like, not moves you would expect. Like, what's that fucking Jin down 1 or Jin down 2 or something where he, like, crouches and punches? I, like, ran into at least 2 people who only use that move. I fought plenty of Laws who only did backflips. I played Yoshimitsu, who only did the door knocker or whatever it's called, down forward 2222 or something. I played Eddies, who just hit every single button on their stick. I wasn't taking it super seriously back then. Eddie seemed like the kind of character you'd have to like have a friendly agreement not to play. I don't know how good he actually was in like Tekken 3 and 4. It wasn't him in Tekken 4, was it? Was he even there? I don't remember. Were either of them there? They made Christie eventually. I don't remember when Christie was added and when Eddie left. I think it was Eddie in Tekken 3, then no one in Tekken 4, and then Christie and then Eddie in Tekken 5. No, I don't remember. Maybe it was only Christie in Tekken 4. And then Christie and Eddie together in Tekken 5. It's always funny when you have a character who's extremely dominant in low level play who's very mediocre in high level play. The Blanca function. The Doomsday function. SF5 Vega. That's impressive. Akuma doesn't surprise me. I'm confident there are a lot of bad Akuma players online. Although I wouldn't personally say it's hard to be a good Akuma. That might just be me and my experience with Akuma talking. It's hard. I can't even relate to someone who's trapped in bronze. I don't even know how they think if they think at all. I understand how someone thinks if they're trapped in platinum. I understand. If they're trapped in gold, I can maybe still understand. Trapped in silver, like, they're almost playing a different game than me. And trapped in bronze, I don't even know. I don't even know if I could give advice to someone who's trapped in bronze. Well, it would all be very basic advice is the whole point. No advice for trapped in SF5. It's a more tolerable game if you're better at it. It's true for all fighting games, though. The better you are at it, the more fun it is. Balrog seems like an online monster. Damn, it's a villain fest. Urian, Bison, Vega, and Balrog? Matchup knowledge definitely goes a long way. If you don't even know the special moves of your opponent, you're especially fucked. Poor execution is like, I don't know. I don't think it takes a whole lot of practice to get good at SF5 execution just purely because it's not too demanding. I used to say execution was only an issue for the first few months in SF4 era. And now in SF5 era, it's like, you know, take that shit to training mode, practice your combos. I said I was gonna go to sleep, and I still haven't gone to sleep. And I'm even more tired than I was 16 minutes ago. Hello, Perry. It was a gigantic mistake that Cross Tekken didn't have a low parry in it. There are certain characters that are usually picked by bad players, I feel, and the Shotos are a really obvious example of that. There's also the fact that if you're a bad player with Fang, maybe you don't know the matchup, but the opponent doesn't know the matchup either. Whereas if you're a bad player with Ryu, you don't know the matchup, but your opponent probably does. But I think a lot of bad players are just told to pick Shotos. I don't think... I used to say learn a Shoto, like at least one, doesn't matter which one. But in SF5, I don't think that's true at all. Like, you can just go straight to whoever you want to play in SF5. See, I wouldn't even recommend Kemi for beginners, even though she's rather simple. She's very punishing if you mess up. And her mix-up is kind of complicated. Also, she's low health. Cool. I guess Kemi does teach you that. But, like, every character teaches you that. Except some characters you don't die when you mess it up. If I'm playing soccer and I do stand strong, back fierce into hard tatsu, if I miss my link into back fierce, my hard tatsu is -2. And I don't die. What's especially annoying is most beginners don't have any DLC characters whatsoever. So telling someone to pick one of the 16 starting characters is all you can do. And I think the DLC characters are a lot more interesting than the initial characters as well, which makes it even worse. I've mentioned this before, but I don't like any of the core roster of SF5, although I like almost every DLC character. If it's only the core roster, I basically don't even have a character to play. Laura, maybe. Rashid, not really. Nakali, no. Fang, no. Kareen, maybe. Birdie, yes. Dhalsim, maybe. Geef, no. Ryu, maybe. Ken, maybe not. Chun-Li, maybe. I'm gonna give it to Birdie, Kareen, or Chun. Be the characters I'd least hate playing in the core roster. But that's not much. That's a pretty small list. And also, like, I don't particularly like any of those three characters. There was a little period where I was playing Kareen quite a lot because what's this? Ryu Suzaki or whatever. That guy who was learning SF5 for a bit. I think he's abandoned the game now. But he learned Kareen. And I played a lot of mirrors with him. And my Kareen ended up becoming okay. I like Ed, to be honest. I like Falk too, so don't say her. Falk is one of my favorite DLC characters. Ed's pretty bland though. Ed's probably the most bland DLC character. I thought Falk was okay, and then all the buffs, and I was like, yes. I don't like no light normal into gunshot. That's kind of lame. But light normal into B skill gets the job done, and light normal into uppercut actually works now, which is cool. The way they changed her punch in combos makes it so much more fun. I hated doing a button cancel into that move and it didn't hit. That shit was annoying and stupid. Isn't there like a tournament coming up soon? I gotta look at my tournament calendar. Time out. And by time out, I mean I'm going to bed after this, so. This. Oh, it's next. Esports Festival Hong Kong 2019. That's the 25th and 26th. Weird days to have that. Sunday and Monday. Celtic Throwdown on the 31st. And also Never Go Up, which I've never heard of. I thought that was one I knew pretty well. Tetra Championship, don't know what that is. Thunderstruck 7, don't know what that is. It's in Mexico. Tetra Challenge is in Brazil. Treta Challenge, excuse me. Oh, Ultimate Fighting Arena 2019. I know that one. That's at the end of next month. Damn, after Evo, it's just a drought. Next big tournament is mid-October. We got the Southeast Asia Major. And then EGX the week after that, and then First Attack the week after that. Okay, October is going to be pretty lit. Canada Cup is at the beginning of November, and then there's no other tournaments for November. Capcom Cup is in December, I think. But the tournament calendar doesn't even go that far forward. Alright, I'm going to bed.